Women and cats will do as they please, and men and dogs should relax and get used to the idea. Don't handicap your children by making their lives easy. Happiness consists in getting enough sleep. Just that. Nothing more. Never attempt to teach a pig to sing. It wastes your time and annoys the pig. You can have peace, or you can have freedom. Don't ever count on having both at once. A prude is a person who thinks that his own rules of propriety are natural laws. Being right too soon is socially unacceptable. I am free, no matter what rules surround me. If I find them tolerable, I tolerate them. If I find them too obnoxious, I break them. I am free because I know that I alone am morally responsible for everything I do. Jealousy is a disease. Love is a healthy condition. The immature mind often mistakes one for the other, or assumes that the greater the love, the greater the jealousy. In fact, they are almost incompatible. One emotion hardly leaves room for the other. There is no worse tyranny than to force a man to pay for what he does not want merely because you think it would be good for him. Progress isn't made by early risers. It's made by lazy men trying to find easier ways to do something. You have attributed conditions to villainy that simply result from stupidity. Never try to out-stubborn a cat. Being a mother is an attitude, not a biological relation. Once a month, some women act like men act all the time. I found out why people laugh. They laugh because it hurts so much. Because it's the only thing that'll make it stop hurting. A dying culture invariably exhibits personal rudeness, bad manners, lack of consideration for others in minor matters. A loss of politeness, of gentle manners, is more significant than as a riot. Almost any sect, cult, or religion will legislate its creed into law if it acquires the political power to do so. Always listen to experts. They'll tell you what can't be done, and why. Then do it. There are no dangerous weapons. There are only dangerous men. An armed society is a polite society. Manners are good when one may have to back up his acts with his life. A society that gets rid of all its troublemakers goes downhill. When one teaches to learn. In the absence of clearly defined goals, we become strangely loyal to performing daily trivia until ultimately we become enslaved by it. You can sway 1,000 men by appealing to their prejudices quicker than you can convince one man by logic. Violence, naked force, has settled more issues in history than has any other factor. A generation which ignores history has no past and no future. everything in excess. To enjoy the flavor of life, take big bites. Moderation is for monks. Climate is what you expect. Weather is what you get. Liberty is never unalienable. It must be redeemed regularly with the blood of patriots, or it always vanishes. Of all the so-called natural human rights that have ever been invented, liberty is least likely to be cheap and is never free of cost. How you behave toward cats here below determines your status in heaven. But goodness alone is never enough. A hard, cold wisdom is required for goodness to accomplish good. Goodness without wisdom always accomplishes evil. Your enemy is never a villain in his own eyes. Keep this in mind. It may offer a way to make him your friend. If not, you can kill him without hate. And quickly. If you've got the truth, you can demonstrate it. Talking doesn't prove it. Yield to temptation. It may not pass your way again. I do know that the slickest way to lie is to tell the right amount of truth, then shut up. Thinking doesn't pay, just makes you discontented with what you see around you. Be wary of strong drink. It can make you shoot at the tax collector and miss. I never do anything I don't want to do, nor does anyone, but in my case, I am always aware of it. The supreme irony of life is that hardly anyone gets out of it alive. Stupidity cannot be cured. Stupidity is the only universal capital crime. The sentence is death. There is no appeal, and execution is carried out automatically and without pity. At least once every human should have to run for his life, to teach him that milk does not come from supermarkets, that safety does not come from policemen, that news is not something that happens to other people. He might learn how his ancestors lived, and that he himself is no different. In the crunch, his life depends on his agility, alertness, and personal resourcefulness. Some people insist that mediocre is better than best. They delight in clipping wings because they themselves can't fly. They despise brains because they have none. Sex, whatever else it is an athletic skill. The more you practice, the more you can, the more you want to, the more you enjoy it, the less it tires you. Sex should be friendly. Otherwise, stick to mechanical toys. It's more sanitary. No woman ever ages beyond 18 in her heart. May you live as long as you wish and love as long as you live. The more you love, the more you can love, and the more intensely you love. Nor is there any limit on how many you can love. If a person had time enough, he could love all of that majority who are decent and just.